Well, ladies and dudes, here we go. It is going to be my very first time to do my very first TV show review. And this TV show review I really want to do is one of our favorite legendary samurai heroes of all time. Our dear beloved Samurai Jack. Well, anyway, hi, ladies and dudes. This is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Boobop 197. This is my review for today. And today's review, ladies and dudes, well, my friends, here we are. My very first TV show review in all of YouTube history. I am finally going to do my TV show review of Samurai Jack, the fifth and final season. And I will tell you about my main thoughts about the show. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys about the main plot of the story. So, anyway, let's get going on my very first TV show review of the last and final chapter of Samurai Jack. And all I could say about the main plot of the story, this is Jack's last and final chance of finding a way to get out of the future in the nick of time so he can go back home to his timeline, defeat Haku for good, rescue Japan and the whole entire world. But he can't do this mission alone with a big giant help with this very mysterious young woman named Ashi, a girl who was known as Haku's daughter. She was once a deadly assassin, but all the way through, she became a nice, sweet, kind young lady who wants to get to know what the world is like. And thanks to Jack, Jack taught her so many important things here and there for what terrible things that Haku had done from so many years ago. So they are on an epic journey to find Haku, destroy him for good, save the world once and for all, so the evil wrath of Haku will finally be destroyed once and for all. And yeah, and we'll also get cameo appearance from a couple of our favorite characters here and there that we did see from season 1 to 4. And that's all I could say about the main plot of the story. And I guess everybody wants to know is, what the heck do I think about the last and final chapter of Samurai Jack? Well, to tell you the truth is, ladies and dudes, I freaking love this final chapter of Samurai Jack. This is one of the best canon TV shows of all time. I think Samurai Jack deserves to be one of the best canon shows of all time because this storyline is pretty well done, it's pretty well detailed, and it has everything that needs to happen in this great epic story. And yes, ladies and dudes, I will let you know I'm such a big fan of Samurai Jack. I did see so many episodes here and there. Sometimes I did miss a few episodes here and there back at Cartoon Network. Um, yeah, there's a whole lot of good episodes to choose from, and I began to fall in love with this show when I was a teenager. I saw it when I was 14 years old, and truly the first episode I did see was the gangster episode. I really liked that episode where Samurai Jack had dressed up as a gangster. And that's one of the episodes I got hooked on, and I got interested in Samurai Jack very quickly. And I did see a couple other great episodes here and there. But yeah, this is one of the best canon shows of all time. And I don't see any episode that features a filler. So there's no fillers in this show. Okay, for the final chapter of Samurai Jack, I will say it had a good, interesting storyline. very darn likable characters, beautiful animation. It had a really good score. It has good action scenes, great drama, and it has a little bit of romance between Jack and Ashi. A little bit of a spoiler alert. Um, Oh yeah, another thing I love about this fifth final season is they took a lot of risk. I really like this show that took a lot of risk. You know, to make it adultish or a teenager-like show. You know, to add some blood, the gore, the violence. And also, surprising thing is, they decided to add a little bit of brief nudity to this show. I'm very darn surprised. This is one risky final chapter of Samurai Jack that we will never forget in TV show history. And I'll also let you know is this show is 10 times better than that awful TV series of Taken because you know Taken, they don't know how to make a canon story. But as for this show, it knows how to make a canon story right. And I praise them for that. So anyway, let's head on to my strongest points and the weakest points of this show. The strongest points for me has to go to the animation. I love the animation for this show. It is so darn beautiful. It was so darn unique and rare. It's perfectly hand drawn. I love hand drawn animations. Even to this day, they did a well done job keeping this show into a 2D hand-drawn animation, and I praise them for that. And I also love the character designs too. The character designs are pretty well done, and I love the character design for Haku. I think Haku's character design is truly the best one out of everybody else. And I praise them for keeping Haku's character design as it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I also like the new actor who played Haku. He did a good job of playing our dear beloved villain. That guy deserves a 2 thumbs up. So I will say for the strongest points is the animation. And yes, ladies and dudes, I will admit there is weak points in this show. Sally, there are some weak points in this show. Sally for 2. Yeah, the first major weak point of the show is there's a couple of mistakes here and there in a few episodes. The 2 mistakes I did remember in one of the episodes, in episode 2, there was a part where Samurai Jack had lost both of his boots when he was facing Haku's assassins. Yeah, there was one point where his boots did go up in the air and he stuck in bare feet for a while, and then somehow his boots came back on his feet, and that's one big mistake I noticed. And the second main mistake I began to notice is there was a part in episode 7 where Ashi was fighting so many bad guys here and there, and I remember she was all covered up in blood for some unknown reason, and then somehow the blood disappeared out of her body. What happened to the blood? She was all covered up in blood in one single point on episode 7. So, to tell you the truth, this, ladies and dudes, yes, they have some mistakes here and there. Sadly to say. That's the first weak point I found with this show, and the second main weak point is I'm not really happy. In episode 6, there was only one character that returned, but this character should have died. Well, thanks to Haku. Haku did kill this guy. So around the second season or the third season, I can't remember. And it's that Demongo dude, the one who's the soul collector. I don't know why he came back to life. That makes no sense to the story. I'm happy he didn't come back in episode 10. That's a good positive praise. Yeah, I think Demongo is really out of place, and he has no rights to be in that episode. How the heck did he survive? That's one big unknown question I would like to know. How the heck did he survive from Haku's grasp? Weird, don't you think? So anyway, those are the 2 main weak points I found with this show, is the mistakes and also one character who did return on episode 6 that should not exist at all. So anyway, let's head on to the characters. I will just go on to the 2 characters I do enjoy for Samurai Jack. I love Samurai Jack, I love Haku, I love the Scotsman, and a couple of the returning characters, but I would rather talk about the brand new characters that was in the show. The first character I want to talk about is Ashi. And yes, it's the one who played Batgirl from a couple of the Batman short movies or something. I really love Ashi. Ashi's a really good character, and out of all the characters I did see in Samurai Jack here and there, she's the best character who's very well fleshed out and well developed. She's a really good, headstrong character. I will say her storyline is pretty darn tragic. I feel so sorry for her for having a bad life when she was, born, and she does some training and learn how to hate and all that stuff. I do like her personality and attitude, and I like, she changed ways from being assassin into a very beautiful, sweet, beloved character, and I do love the character development and chemistry between her and Jack. I really like Ashi way better than that stupid Asha from the Taken TV series, because Asha is not a good fleshed out character or a very well developed character. All I know is she's a freaking whore, and I hate whores in a TV show. She sucks, but Ashi rules. This is how you know to make a character who's very fleshed out and well developed. And I just love this character overall. And also, I don't want to spoil the ending about what happened to her. So you guys gotta figure that out for yourself. So she's one of the best characters overall. And the second best characters I really do love in this show, and surprisingly to say, I really love the Scotsman's daughters. I love every single one of them, even if we know them for a short period of time. I did remember they do have their angry faces of their mother, but at least they have the personality and attitude of their dad. I mean, those Scotsman's daughters are so darn likable, but yet so memorable, even if we knew them for a short period of time. I remember the one character I do like from the Scotsman's daughters is the oldest one named Flora. I think Flora will be a really excellent leader for her sisters. After all, she's the one who's carrying her father's sword, while the daddy is known as the Ghost now. I think she's the most memorable one out of everybody else. Flora is such a cool character. She's big, she's tall, and she has a nice looking face. She has fantastic red hair, and I think she may be a tough cookie, but she's a nice person at heart. It's really cool to see the Scotsman having so much daughters. And the beginning of episode 5 is definitely my most favorite memorable moment that happened in the 5th season of Samurai Jack, if you know what I mean. So, I don't have much things to say, so let's head on to my final thoughts of Samurai Jack, the 5th and final season. Overall, Samurai Jack, the final chapter, is one of the best canon TV shows of all time. Well, for the final chapter anyway. It had a great storyline, likable characters, beautiful action scenes, great drama, great score. I love the animation, and I love the details that's in the show. It's very darn memorable, it's magical, and this is one of the most greatest shows that we will never forget in TV show history. And to tell you the truth is, Samurai Jack is a much better TV show than the awful TV series of Taken, if you know what I mean. So for my rating for this show, I decided to give it a 9.2 out of 10. It is truly a near masterpiece show that we will never forget in TV show history. So check out all the episodes of Samurai Jack and you'll know what I'm talking about. So that is it. That's my whole entire TV show review of Samurai Jack, the final chapter. What do you think about this show? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's pretty decent? And tell me, ladies and dudes, what is your most favorite episode that you ever seen from the 5th season of Samurai Jack? Well, whichever it is, leave a comment there, let me know, and join me next time for my very first movie short review of Love Actually 2, The Red Nose Day. So, I'll see you guys later. Sayonara.